just wanted to go over the logistics of, I love that word, of how Count Orlok meets Nicolas Cage and all the things he had to do to prepare for that meeting, that one night meeting. And he has 5 things he needs to do. He needs to collect firewood for that fireplace. He needs to clean and set the kitchen table. He needs to find utensils in the kitchen. He needs to, and then ultimately on the night of the meeting, they're supposed to meet at midnight, he needs to get food and get 2 beautiful black horses and a really good-looking, well-maintained carriage. Now let's go over the logistics of this. So firewood, he goes out. I'm guessing he unless he sends his wolves out to collect firewood, which would look hilarious, he's going to have to chop those into logs that he can put in the fireplace. So don't say he's using an axe, because unless he's going to go steal an axe from some villager down the street, he's going to be stuck with his 300-year-old axe. It's going to fall apart. So let's just say he uses his strength and breaks these huge logs into firewood pieces. That is hilarious, that he's walking around in the woods pulling tree limbs down and breaking them over his knee. That's hilarious. Number 2, he has to clean the table and find utensils. Imagine him going into the kitchen and going, "Where the fuck are the spoons?" Now what I'm saying is, he's supposed to, like fans say, is he's the Lord of Darkness. He's not supposed to be suave. He's not supposed to be elegant. He's a symbol of death and darkness. That's what the fans say. So let's picture him looking around the kitchen. Where's the fucking plates in here? These damn servants that I ran off hundreds of years ago, I should have kept a better eye out. They didn't leave shit when they stole everything. So then he has to get food and a carriage. So he has to sneak. I'm assuming he doesn't fly. Now I want you to picture how funny that looks, that a guy wearing his ridiculous huge outfit is running at like 80 miles an hour through the forest, kicking up leaves and dirt at those speeds. And then he has to sneak into a village market and commit a breaking and entering. Here's your angel of darkness, this demon. How's he going to choose foods? He hasn't chosen foods in hundreds of years. So picture him in somebody's house while they're sleeping and going, "Should I get parsley? Like, I definitely need bread. And what is that stuff over there? I've got to figure this out." So he has to actually figure out what a reasonable meal would be. Probably something really traditional. And then he still gets some parsley. Parsley, I always loved that back in the day. He puts it in a bag, and now he needs, and so the only thing he's missing is a carriage and horses. Obviously, the local villages around him aren't going to have something that high end. So he has to literally run for like miles and miles through the night at 80 or 100 miles an hour, hopefully not ramming into anything like cemeteries or some guy out drunk pissing in the forest. He has to get to a major metropolis, probably someplace he doesn't normally hang out, and he's probably going to have to ask a local, "Where do I find the rich people with carriages?" And the civilian's like, "Oh, well, you got to go down to 8th Street and turn right on Russell and then left on there, and that's pretty much the Hamptons." And he's like, "Thank you. And by the way, I am darkness incarnate." And then the civilian's like, "Yeah, aren't we all?" So the vampire has to go across town on foot, hopefully not attracting attention, looking like a gothic circus clown. But then he has to jump a rich person's fence, which are usually fucking high. Hopefully there's not a policeman walking the beat, with a billy club and a whistle who sees him. So he gets in there. Now it's like fucking like 8 at night, dude. So there's people out, maybe 9 or 10 at night. But anyway, he has to convince the 2 horses who are sleeping in their stalls to come over and reverse into to the carriage so that he can strap them together with leather belts and stuff and prepare them. So he needs to calm these horses down who are flipping out. He's like, "Don't worry, little ponies, I am not darkness. Please don't freak out. I just need you for a couple of nights for this care. Please, just please, please. Yes, horsey, come over here." And he has to tie them all on. He's got to bust the gate open on the palace. At some point during this, I'm assuming a servant of the rich person is going to come running out with a lamp and a bathrobe on saying, "Hey, you fucking thieving scumbag." And he has to ride off down cobblestone streets, dude. Yeah, yeah, while servants are chasing him, screaming, "Get that motherfucker!" And so, like, a policeman hits the whistle. Doot, doot, doot. And I would like to think that the vampire Orlok felt a really childish but fun feeling, like we all would if we could pull that off. Like, he's riding down the street and people are cussing at him, and he's like, "Fuck you!" Like, "Yeah, dude, this is badass. This is like, I feel like a kid again." You know, like, "I am Lord Darkness." Anyway, he gets the horses home. He realizes he forgot horse food for the night. Maybe he keeps them for a day or two before Holt arrives. So he's got to let the horses graze out in the grass, right? Maybe he uses his wolves to protect the horses, but I doubt the horses would like that. So anyway, then he's got to rein them in the next evening when he has to get Holt. Anyway, and then he's got to ride down the street, and Nicholas Holt wouldn't get out of the fucking way of a carriage barreling down on him. And if I was Count Orlok and he didn't move like that, because you notice Count Orlok had to burn out. He had to literally spin out to a stop to be sideways. I would cuss Holt out. Why didn't you get the fuck out of the road? You couldn't see a carriage? God damn, you're the moron that's going to be handling my real estate. Get in the carriage. You know, so I challenge some YouTuber to simplify this for me and help all this make sense, and please explain it so it doesn't sound hilarious.